In this battle report, Plant is back with his absolutely gorgeous World Eaters army. Say hi, Plant.
Hi, Plant.
And this time we're turning the carnage up to 10, because the World Eaters are going up against the Boyz. Thanks for coming back. The internet loved you last time and said come back. So I twisted your arm, told you you came back. I
did.
You've been adding to the World Eaters.
I certainly have.
And you've also got other armies, but what army have you been playing this edition?
Literally just World Eaters.
Why just World Eaters?
Kill, maim, burn.
Kill, maim, burn. So let's talk through the World Eaters army. Tell us what they do, the faction rules, things like that.
Cool, so the faction army rule is the Blessings of Khorne. So at the start of each battle round, I'll roll 8 dice, and then doubles and triples I'll spend to give the entire army various different buffs.
Yes.
Stuff like go faster, be a bit more tanky, and most importantly, be more choppy.
Be more choppy. The thing about those buffs that I've found, having played against World Eaters a few times now, is they can be deceptively fast. Like, you can give your whole army extra movement and your whole army advance and charge.
Yeah.
Which is frightening, because on the charge, World Eaters get some stuff as well.
Yep, so they get +1 strength and +1 attack.
Every time they charge.
Every single time.
I get +1 strength and attack, but only when my war is going. So you're a bit more angrier than I, and we need to start with the big, the nasty, the brass scorpion of Khorne. How many points is this bad boy?
He's 560 points.
Did it get into a fight last time?
At range?
At range it did, but I think
Not a proper fight.
I think it felt like a 4-inch charge with a reroll.
Yeah.
He's absolutely terrifying. How many wounds?
26.
Toughness?
12, I think.
3 up, say 4 up in bun or 5 up in bun?
5 up in bun.
5 up in bun.
So he's got a 4 up feel no pain against mortal wounds and psychic attacks that I can buff to a 3 up feel no pain if I put the right blessings on.
There's none of that coming out unless there's explosions anywhere.
It rarely happens.
Yeah. And it's actually got quite a bit of shooty as well.
It's significantly shooty. So it's got a demolisher cannon, a couple of flamers.
And they've got flamers here.
A 15-shot heavy bolter on the top.
15-shot heavy bolter, and then of course it can jump all over stuff and make it scream. I love it. What else have we got in the army?
Cool. So leading it up today is Lord Invocatus himself.
Yes.
So after the last bat rep where the scorpion died, the sort of theming for this is Invocatus with his demon host has turned up to try and rebind the soul of the scorpion.
Okay.
So he's brought with him a whole bunch of 8-bound. So they're just the regular 8-bound, so they'll scout move up with him at the start potentially.
Okay.
And then...
So you're going to scout closer to the Ork lines?
Yeah, of course.
Is that wise?
Probably not.
But that's the way.
But it is fun.
It is fun. This army, this battle is going to be brutal.
It's going to be so brutal.
Yeah. What else? What else we got?
And then behind them is my Demon Prince. So Demon Prince with wings. So at the start of the battle, I will pick one of your units, and that will be his sworn enemy for the battle.
Right.
He rerolls all hits and all wounds against that unit.
Brilliant.
At the end of the battle, if that unit is not slain, the Demon Prince dies. It's absolutely great.
Oh, that's brilliant.
He's got my 1 upgrade today,
yes.
Which is the Helm of Brazen Ire. So what that does is basically he halves all damage.
Does he?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So obviously you can't attach him to anything, attach a Demon Prince to anything, so it just kind of makes them stick around a little bit longer in this edition. Which
so they've got a 2 up and a 4 up and Van now.
They do, yeah.
He's got the wings. The new model kit, the Demon Prince from Games Workshop, is absolutely lovely.
It's amazing. It's so good.
Yeah. You said you got another one on the go, but on foot.
Yeah. So he's got loads of extra kind of bits that March of War has kindly done for me. So I'm really enjoying picking him up, and it's nice just to have a bit of variety, and the Demon Princess is just kind of a cool, iconic unit anyway.
Shout out marchofwar.co.uk to get extra bits and bases and things. Okay, so this guy is going to be coming like a cruise missile towards his sworn enemy, re-rolling all hits and all wounds, and if I've got like one Ork left alive in that unit somewhere, hiding, cowering somewhere, he's going to die.
Yeah, Khorne does not like inefficient waste.
Nice. What else are we looking at?
So flanking up the 2 sides are 2 units of Chaos Spawn. I really like them. I really rate them. I think they're really good. They're just really annoying, irritating units that are really great for kind of scoring stuff.
Yeah, with the +1 strength and attack, with the buffs from the World Eaters things. Where'd you get these models from? So people.
So a couple of them I've converted myself, but it's mainly Age of Sigmar Ogre Moor tribes.
Yeah.
So the Warcry ones, I can't for the life of me remember what the exact kit is. But it's whatever the Warcry ogres from Sigmar are.
Okay.
They just fit Ravening Berserkers really, really well.
They do. I mean,
I think.
Yeah, these guys have definitely been blessed by Khorne.
You could certainly say that they've been blessed.
Yeah. We've got Unit Jackals.
Unit Jackals, don't leave home without them. They're absolutely great. Big Jeff, Little Jeff making a comeback.
Yes.
They'll run around and make things sticky, which is great for scoring.
Sticky objectives.
And you need stuff to sacrifice to summon demons. So, they've been convinced to come along.
Yeah, okay. Mauler Fiend.
Mauler Fiend.
A bajillion attacks.
Yep.
A Mark IIB patterned Land Raider from the Age of the Horus Heresy. They've been keeping this thing clean and running for 10,000 years. Well done.
It's glorious.
It's absolutely. And in the backfield, you have a Berserker riding a Defiler.
Yeah, so I was doing some wiki diving on 40k and Defilers, and I found out there's a thing called a Slaughter Fiend, which is a Khorne Berserker riding a Defiler.
Right.
As soon as I read that, I was like, I need that in my army.
So lots of big angry boys chopping their way forward. Not a Khorne Berserker in fight. See, my brain's already
They're
talking
off
about
fighting
the fight.
elsewhere.
Instead, lots of demons, lots of stuff, lots of absolute chaos going on here. And this is definitely quality over quantity. Let's talk about the quality of the Orks. Right, so Orks, 6 explode in close combat. And there's a strat called Unbridled Carnage, which means I can make 5s explode in close combat, which is quite nice. There's another really useful strat, -1 to wound. There's another really useful strat that costs 2 CP, which is fight on death. So if a big stormy unit goes smashing into the units of Boyz, they can still hit back if I've got 2 CP in my back pocket. And then once per battle, I call a war. And then I can advance and charge, get +1 strength and attack, and something else happens. 5 up and vulnerable save. And I've got 3 units of 20 Boyz. There might be a few shooters in there, but trust me, they're all sluggers and choppers. And I haven't even upgraded the knobs. Just sluggers and choppers. Keep it simple. 3 units of 20. One of them will be led by a knob with a war banner, because he can call a war again for the unit that he's with. One of them's led by a pain boy, so that gives them a 5 up, feel no pain. And then my war boss, Grugger Chugger, has got follow me, lads. That gives him and his unit +2 to move, so quick Orks. And Grugger Chugger gives any unit he joins +1 to hit. And he'll be going in the unit of knobs, because when you put a war boss in a unit of knobs, you naturally just get -1 to wound. So they'll have +1 to hit and -1 to wound. There's 5 power claws in there, 5 big choppers in there. I like it. So loads of swarms of Boyz going forward. The knobs with Grugger Chugger jumping inside the truck. I did think about bringing my war boss along and sticking him inside the Gorkanaut or Morkanaut, but did you see the one I did against Morty and John with the Howling Griffins? And I didn't even manage to get out of the Gorkanaut or Morkanaut because there was a big building in the way. So they were just stuck inside. So I couldn't even get out of the big transport thing. It does leave options. If the Gorkanaut and Morkanaut are alive towards the end, I could put some smaller units back in them because they do have a transport capacity. And these two together are about the same cost as a Brass Scorpion. Maybe they're about 50 points more expensive, just the two of them. Big, clanky robots of doom. I've got 2 mech guns in the backfield, pretty much my only shooting, apart from the Gorkanaut and Morkanaut. 3 units of war bikers. There's power claws on the knobs in all the war biker squads, and they're going to be zipping around trying to follow orders. And then lunch. We brought lunch, a unit of Gretchen as well. Here we are after deployment, the white and blue of the ravening madman charging down towards the Ork lines, and this Ork encampment down here, this is all from cromlech.eu. The battle mat is from urbanmats.com. Why the Boyz are not all the way up to the walls, I don't know. Maybe there was a fight over there in the back and they've just cleared out that fight.
They're not scared.
They're not scared.
No.
Now they're coming rampaging down towards the World Eaters on this side, because this is the deployment that we've got. After setting up the table, I thought we need a deployment zone that fits the table that I set up, which means I've just trapped myself back in the corner over there. Volk Static, a CP reroll will cost you extra because we don't want any CP rerolls really. We want all the crazy stuff to happen. And then take and hold 5, 10, 15 on the primaries. You have put your Demon Prince in reserve.
I have.
He can deep strike in. Anyone inside the Land Raider for now?
No one's in there at the moment.
No one's inside the Land Raider for now. Lord Invocatus is over on this side with some spawn. And then we've got some spawn on the other side. These front barricades here, they're less than 4 inches in height, which means that your big stompy stuff can climb over it. Mm-hmm. And my big stompy stuff can climb over it as well.
Yep.
Basically, the stuff with tracks, like the tank over here and my truck down there, which has got Grugger Chugger and the knobs in, they'll have to go through the gap. But otherwise, we're just going to be climbing up and over the barricades here. I haven't put anything in reserve, anything in the Gorky or the Morky. I've just lined up wave after wave after wave, like wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave I can't count that high, I'm an orc. Gork and Mork, no. Bikes round this side, bikes round this side, terrified of the fact that a demon could be deep striking in my black backfield and causing a muck. I've put the mech gun up here. Plant said it was okay. I think it looks cool. Encamped up the Mech Boy's workshop here. He's probably built that thing on top of his Mech Boy workshop, so it looks good. There isn't much line of sight blocking on this table deliberately. Well, the orcs aren't going to have much shooting anyway, and you don't have that much at all.
Not really. From the las cannons, but
we want absolute carnage to ensue. I've no idea how this battle is going to go because it's going to be brutal from turn 2. After turn 2, I don't know if there's going to be much left. Anyway, let's roll a dice and see who must go first. See what Zinch says. After you, sir. You roll a 6, lucky. It's a 6. I've rolled a 3. It is the World Eater's turn 1, which is interesting because you've got to pick a thing that is your target.
Yeah.
I've got to declare a WoW in turn 1. Or not. If I don't declare a WoW, see, if I declare a WoW in turn 1, I get a 5 up invulnerable save to all the stuff that you're pumping out. It sounds like a good idea.
It does.
But then I won't be able to advance and charge.
I might just stay on the spot.
You might just stay on the spot and like, ooh, because you are still legionaries and you hear the WoW and you go, okay, we'll pound them for a turn. Then we'll move forward.
There's not many legionaries in this force at the moment.
Actually, no, there's no. They're just all ravening madmen. Let's go on to World Eater's turn 1. First up, Blessings of Corn. Let's see what the dice say. There's some doubles there. So with your Corn Blessings, you're doing this. You did have the opportunity to advance and charge in turn 1, but in turn 1, could you actually get there? Maybe.
I think
with a thing.
We looked at it and it was maybe like a 10-inch charge or something like that, and I'm gambling a 10-inch charge on the Scorpion not shooting anything.
Because there's a 1 CP stratagem to do what now?
It's called Apoplectic Frenzy.
Yes.
And it's auto advance 6 inches.
Ooh. So auto advance 6 inches with an extra +2 to move with advance and shot. But instead, you've gone for
+2 to move.
Yes.
Because getting places is important.
Yes.
And the 6 up feel no pain. Because if I'm not going to make the charges in the first turn, I'm going to be taking some fire back from the Gorkanaut.
Well, some fire.
Some fire.
Then here are the World Eater's orders. Overwhelming Force, which sounds very World Eater-y and very good, but it's kill stuff in range of objectives, and there's only the grots in range of the objective down in the back. And engage on all fronts. First up, I like the Havoc launcher on your Land Raider. It's literally a Havoc.
With a launcher.
With a launcher. Out of that hatch. It's absolutely brilliant. Right, the Jackals are now inside the Land Raider after making this objective sticky. I've got no deep striking stuff or abilities to get back here and contest that. So they did that. Then they embarked in the Land Raider. And you're engaging on 3 fronts with a big advance with your spawn round here. So that's going to be 3 points. You have 3 scout moves with the Lord Invocatus. Mm-hmm. And then they advanced as well. So they went a hell of a long way. So you're currently actually on 4 objectives across the line. Spawn here. Big stompy robots of doom in the middle of the battle grid. Now, I didn't declare my wah. The guy with the war banner here, he went wah because he can. Wah, 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 and no one else around him joined the scream.
It's really awkward.
It's a really awkward wah going on here. He's got a 5 up invulnerable save. I thought about doing it across the entire army to give the 5 up invulnerable save, but Turn 1 with your shooting is going to be absolutely brutal, but not as brutal as turn 2.
No.
So I need to keep my wire in my pocket for now, except for this except for this knob. Except for this knob down here. Let's go on to the shooting phase. One more thing, your Demon Prince is in reserve, and the target unit for him is this squad of 20 boys down here who aren't being led by anyone.
No, they're a bunch of cowards hiding at the back. So the corner's decided that is not like god of martial combat and skulls and blood and things like that. He's decided that's not good, and that the Demon Prince should and will
kill this unit here. This unit must die. We're starting off the shooting phase with the Greater Bar Scorpion of Khorne. The flamers in the claws are obviously out of range, but the battle cannon is going into the big red one, the Morkanor, and the Scorpion Sting Tail is going into the boys going, wah, wah, wah.
It's the downside of shouting really loudly and holding up a banner as it makes you a target.
Scorpion cannon.
15 shots, but with sustained.
Okay.
On 3s.
Okay. Strength 5, toughness 5. I got my 5 up and done. 3 of them die. Demolish cannon in his gob.
D6 shots.
For one shot.
On a 3.
Boom.
And then strength 14.
Toughness 12.
So another 3.
No. Just managing to cough out one hairball there, which smashes into the front of the Morkanor and doesn't damage it. Onto the Defiler, being ridden by a World Eater, putting all the shots into the truck. Combi Bolter.
2 shots for some tracer fire.
Hits.
And a wound on a 6. Nothing.
Negative. Yeah, toughness 8 with 10 wounds you're looking at here.
They're the auto cannons.
Okay.
On 3s.
We have 3 hits.
3 hits. Strength 7.
Yep.
So 5s.
All of them wound.
So that's 2 wounds and 1 devastating wound.
So 5 up saves on the other ones. Oh, and then the devastating wound goes through for 1 wound.
So the battle cannon is 8 shots.
8 shots, nice, okay, good, right.
And on 3s.
Yes. It's pretty good shooting.
Yeah.
And strength, the battle cannon these days?
10.
Nice, 2s, 3s to wound. And that is many wounds. I need 6 up and vulnerable saves, unless it's -2.
It's -1.
-1, okay, 5 up saves will do it. I don't make any of them. How much damage is
3
it?
damage each.
That's a dead truck. Right in my lines. Please don't blow up. Please don't blow up. Please don't blow up. Please don't blow up. It doesn't blow up. Let's see how many mortal wounds I take as boys stumble out. That is 3 mortal wounds. One of the knobs is definitely going to die. Then the last thing left to fire is the Land Raider, which is going to put the last cannons into the Morkanort, and then the Combi Bolter, Heavy Bolter, Havoc, going into the knobs or the big squad of boys?
Into the knobs.
Into the knobs, where there's this truck-shaped hole here. Combi Bolter, Tracer Fire, marking the target. There's a hit.
And a 5.
Doesn't wound.
No. Heavy bolter.
Yes.
On 3s.
Okay, there's a hit.
And 4s.
4s? Yeah, toughness. Yeah, actually, it's a -1 to wound them because they've got a dude with them. Brilliant, okay.
And then clutch. And how many are in the squad?
There is 10 now.
So this would be D6 plus 2 for blast.
Yeah, that's with the Havoc Launcher.
So 4 shots.
Okay.
On 3s.
We have 3 hits.
And strength 5, so it'll be
5s to wound, yeah. There's 2 wounds.
AP nothing.
AP nothing. One of them was injured, he's dead, and another one takes a wound. And lance cannons into Morkanor. And only 1 hit.
The strength 12.
Toughness 12. It
wounds.
Does wound. I think it's got a 5 up and run. I think I'll check if it's definitely not a 4. It goes through for D6 plus 1 damage for 6 damage. The Morkanort is on 14 wounds remaining, and that is the end of turn 1. The World Eaters pick up 3 points for engaging on all fronts, and they've only destroyed a truck and killed a couple of knobs. But it's not in shooting where both of these armies shine. It's in the fight phase, and the knobs, the boys, well, there's a potential counter-charge on a couple of units here as we go into Orks turn 1. So the boys want to capture... The boys want to engage on all fronts as well and capture the enemy outpost. They want to spread out and take ground. Capturing the enemy outpost isn't going to happen though. I don't know what they're thinking. Okay, so here we are after my movement phase. I am engaging on 3 fronts. These guys are over here, and the bikers down this side did a wheelie and are against the wall, and they haven't seen the Lord Invocatus and all the other guys on the other side of the wall, which are going to jump over and absolutely slaughter them next turn. But points make prizes. Then in the middle of the battle grid, the knobs went back a little bit to clear the way for these boys to advance up, and I rolled a 1 on that unit and a 1 on that unit. Because I had the wow on these guys, so if I'd have got a nice dice roll, I'd have sent them in. I don't care if there's a brass scorpion there, I'd have sent them in. But they rolled a 1. Like I said, he's screaming, wah, wah, and I imagine he came charging off up this way, screaming his wah head off. You look round, all the boys are still back there, so he's gone back, he's like, 1 minute. He's gone back there to join them.
Bob's got some performance issues.
He's definitely got some performance issues. He's got a sore throat. We're going to do some shooting now. I've got a mech gun there and the other mech gun, which is under between. It can squeeze a line through and hit the defiler. I know you've done this, dude, riding on top of a defiler, but he must die. He's got very good anti-tank close combat weapons, and I fear for my Gork and my Mork. So this custom mega cannon, threading the needle, has D6 shots for 1 shot. And it will hit on a 4, and it misses, and it's hazardous, and he doesn't blow himself up. The other one will have another go, D6 shots for 1 shot, and that misses. And it's hazardous, and it blows up in his face, and he takes 3 wounds. Brilliant. This grot is screaming at the other. You forgot to turn it on. Right, Morkanor will fire down in at the defiler. I might as well chuck all guns in at it. Starting off with the custom mega blaster, hitting on Ork. I hit twice. Wow. Strength 9, toughness 10 on the defiler, and I don't manage to wound, and that's hazardous. And he takes 3 wounds. Turn it on! Turn the gun on! The custom Mega Zapper, the big gun in his fist, is D6 plus 3 shots for 4 shots. And this one hits on Ork and doesn't hit, and it's hazardous as well. So I didn't do any wounds to you, but I did 6 wounds to myself.
Stop pushing the big red one.
Morkanot's down to 8 wounds remaining, and then he fires in his 2 twin big shooters on 5s. There's a hit. I need a 6. Doesn't wound. 2 rocket launchers for 2 D3 shots, which hit on 5s. 1 hit. I hit. I don't wound. So the red one did nothing apart from hurting himself. The yellow one's going to fire in at the same target, even though it's more of an anti-infantry gun, except for the rocket launchers, which have 2 shots. And both of them hit. 5s to wound. I didn't wound. Then the Dev Storm Mega Cannon on 5s and 5s. I did some wounds. I did 3 wounds at -1 on the defiler.
4 up saves.
And I didn't do any damage. Okay, last thing left to fire is the Warbikers on the edge, who's going to pump everything they can into the spawn over here. Rapid fire, I'm doing all the guns together because it just speeds things up, and I need a hit on 5s. So lots of firepower, sprays across the battle grid, and very little hit. 3 hit plant, 3. Typical shooting. Strength 5, toughness 5, twin linked. 2 wounds, -1 because you're within 9 inches.
It's be a 5 up save.
Yes. I injure something!
And a 4 up feel no pain because of the blessings.
Damn it. I injure something! Okay, 1's on 2 wounds remaining. That's it for the shooting phase. Now we're going to charge. This unit needs a 7. And that's a failed charge. And this unit needs a 4. And that's a successful charge. Crumpy getting like that. 2 of them have got choppers. They hit on 3s and 6s explode. So that is actually 5 hits. But choppers are only strength 4 versus toughness 5. But I do get 2 wounds through. 2 failed saves. 2 feel no pains. Did I kill 1? No, one's on 1 wound remaining. Okay, and then there is a power claw on the boss knob. And the boss knob will hit on 4s because it's a power claw. And that actually explodes. It's strength 9. So they all wound. 3 wounds at -2. 6 up saves. New. And 2 damage a time. So one's on 1 wound. And he's still alive. And he's still alive. And now he's finally dead. Okay, I killed a spawn. And 1 lonely spawn gets to fight back. D6 plus 2 attacks, right? Okay. For 4 attacks. Yes. 3's to hit.
4's to hit. 4's to hit.
4's to hit, okay. You don't actually hit with anything.
Oh well.
Okay. So that's it. Yeah, that was a bit of a damp squid. That is the end of turn 1. Typical shooting. We're all locked up here. At least I've got you off that objective.
Yes.
But in turn 2, you're still going to get 5, 10, 15, because you are within 3 inches of that one with the Greater Blast Scorpion, and your spawn doesn't even need to take a battle shock test because he's not below half strength yet. So it's 3 points each as we go into World Eaters turn 2. Alright, so the World Eaters are 15 points into the lead, and what this means for the Blessings thing is on 6s in close combat, they explode and they're lethal. Then you kept overwhelming force in your hand and you want to do actions, cleansing some objectives, or rather setting up totems and sacrificing some orcs that you found Gretchen running around all over the place. All of a sudden there's nothing back this end. Everything is rampaging down towards the orc encampment while a wah goes up across my lines. I need that 5 up and vulnerable save, boy. Do I need it? Cleansing objectives or building totems. Land Raider move rounds. The jackals that jumped in it last turn are building a totem right in the middle of the battle grid, and Spawn have been told to build one over there. So there's a couple of points for cleansing stuff. Then you just need to kill things in range of objectives. Defiler up and over the wall. The Spawn that was in combat with the bikes has fallen out and is looking at this other unit of bikes, and the Defiler is going to go straight in that way. Here is the Greater Blast Scorpion of Khorne. There is the Mauler Fiend right in the middle, and the Demon Prince has dropped in as well. Meanwhile, over this side, those Warbakers are wondering where the Lord Invocatus and all these screaming madmen came from. So, starting the shooting phase on this side. We'll start from the right, work our way to the left. The Defiler is putting its battle cannon into the big squad with the wire banner, and then the cannon and the Reaper thing, all the small arms going in to the Warbikers. What are we starting off with shooting?
So we'll start with the twin heavy flamer.
Yes.
So it's D6 shots.
Okay.
For 3.
Yes. Strength 5, toughness 6 on Warbikers.
So it'll be 5s, but re-rolling because it's twin linked.
Yes. Nothing so far. Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing with the flamer.
A little combi bolter.
Yes. Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. Our shooting has been very well D3, very orc.
Yes. Maybe there's some orcs driving my demon engines.
Yeah.
The Reaper autocannon.
Okay, it hits twice.
Hits twice.
Nice.
And will wound on 3s.
Wounds twice. AP minus something, but 5 up and vulnerable save because there's a wow going on, and I take a wound.
A wound.
And then you have the Battle Cannon of Doom into the big squad.
So this will be D6 plus 3, but blast.
So D6 plus 6 to this right now. Boom goes the Battle Cannon, hitting on 3s. So 10, toughness 5, 2s to wound. Oh, only 3 wounds. The orcs dodge nimbly to one side, and only 2 of them die in the explosion. Because, you know, orcs are known to be very, very nimble. Moving down the line to the Scorpion. Demolisher hitting Big Red Gorkanaut, Morkanaut. All the anti-infantry coming into this swarm. Starting off by firing the 2 flamers into the Boyz. It's 2d6 shots for 6 shots, but it's a strength 8 flamer.
It is.
3s to wound. 3 invulnerable saves. I lose 2. Scorpion Cannon. 15 shots. 6s are sustained.
And this is strength 5.
Yeah, toughness 5.
4s to wound.
Only 3 wounds. And 2 more boys fall over. Demolisher Cannon into Morkanaut.
D6 shots.
Brilliant. This will hit on 3s. And it hits twice. Strength 14.
Strength 14.
Wounds on 3s. It wounds once. AP.
Minus 4.
Is it? Okay, 5 up and Vun. I don't make my 5 up and Vun. How much damage is it? That Morkanaut's got 8 wounds remaining.
D6.
Okay. And that's a 5-shot gun. The Morkanaut is down to 3 wounds remaining. So the boys with the war banner are still holding the line. You need to clear them out the way. So we're rinsing and repeating with the Land Raider. Anti-infantry into the boys. Las cannons into Big Red.
Heavy bolter.
Yes. 1 hit, which is sustained.
Which is sustained. And then 4s.
Wound. And death.
Combi bolter.
Yes. 1 hit.
And
1 wound. And another death. Havoc launcher. +2 to this because of blast.
And then 3s.
Nice. And then 4s to wound.
4s to wound.
And we have another wound.
A wound.
And another failed save. And then 4 las into the Morkanor on 3 wounds remaining. Surely you can do... Oh, no. Everything misses. We did a bolt pistol over here with your Lord Invocatus, wounding the War Bikers. The Demon Prince now, last thing left to shoot is Infernal Cannon. Can see the boys. And number of shots. Not number of shots, sorry. To hit.
It's on 2s.
It hits 3 times.
And then it will wound on 4s.
And it wounds twice. And 5 up and buns. And 2 more boys die. And that is the end of the shooting phase. I thought it'd be much worse, Plant.
I hoped it would be.
Well, what is definitely going to be much, much worse is the charge phase, because there's lots of charges across the line here. The Defiler can't fail against the War Bikers. I'm assuming he's going in there.
Yes.
But you got decisions in the middle of the battle grid. You didn't manage to clear away that squad.
No.
So they are blocking a bit of the charging. A few measurements later. The Defiler goes this way. Now, the Scorpion can get that way. He has to declare the boys and Big Red, but this is a 6-inch charge. So a 6-inch charge because you want to get into Big Red. And that's an 11. He gets in there. Then, at the end of the charge phase, it looks like this. Scorpions hit Big Red. The Mauler Fiend couldn't fail the charge into the boys right in front. Demon Prince can't charge anyone yet. But over here, Lord Invocatus goes into the War Bikers. Now, I have got 4 CP. I could pay to interrupt in places, but am I really going to pay to interrupt with some War Bikers? Or over here with Big... I might pay to interrupt with him, to be fair. So you probably want to start the fight phase with the Scorpion.
I think so.
Into the Morkanor. But before we go into the fight phase, at the end of the charge phase, you're going to tank shot with the Mauler Fiend into the squad with the WoW banner. So we've got 16 dice to play with. This should do it. Up to a maximum, every 5 does a mortal wound, up to a maximum of 6 mortal wounds. And that runs over all the boys and leaves the guy with a war banner there, wondering where all of his mates have gone. Now we're going to go on to the fight phase, Scorpion versus Morkanor. So what's going on? Big smile on your face there.
It's not often you get the brass Scorpion into combat or something. It's great.
Yeah.
So the Scorpion is probably better to sweep, but the Scorpion's going to crush because it's really cool.
Yes.
So this is 7 strength 15 attacks.
Right.
I've spent a CP on For the Skull Throne, which is +1 to wound vehicles, characters, monsters.
He's only got 3 wounds left.
Yeah, but I'm dead.
Okay.
So this will hit on 3s.
Yes. And 6s explode and are lethal. Wounding on 2s with the other stuff. Okay, loads of wounds, adding them in. How much damage does this smash mode do?
So this is -3, 6 damage each.
Right, so you're saying I need to make 6 5-ups. I got this. I don't got this. Does it go boom? It doesn't go boom, you just rip it in half. And I'm not paying to interrupt, so the Mauler Fiend then goes piling into the guy with the WoW banner. Here's the Mauler Fists. He's got extra attacks on top of this as well.
So he's now on his own, but
Yes.
he's his own unit.
Yes.
So the Mauler Fiend would have got bonuses to hit
Right.
if there was a boy left, because it
Right.
would have been below starting strength. So because he's now on his own, the Mauler Fiend doesn't get +1 to hit him.
Right, okay.
So this will hit on 3s
Okay.
rather than 2s.
And there's 2 hits.
And there's 2 hits.
Brilliant.
And
Strength.
this will wound on 2s.
Yes. 5 up and vulnerable saves. I fail 1. How much damage?
D6 +1.
Okay, D6 +1. You might not kill him. You do kill him. And that's even before the extra attacks come in with a lash of tendrils. Now, because he's dead, you're spending a CP on For the Blood God.
Yep.
Which allows you to make another Blessings roll.
Yes.
Okay.
So when a unit's destroyed, I make another Blessings roll.
Yes.
And then that blessing becomes active in addition
Oh, okay.
for the rest of the turn.
Okay.
So what I'm looking for is either the Feel No Pain or preferably Fight on Death, because Big Red's dead, but Big Yellow's still scary.
Okay. Okay.
So I'll make another Blessings roll.
Yes.
And then...
So any triple goes to Fight on Death.
Yep.
So you got 6s exploding, 6s lethal, and Fighting on Death until
On a
you
4-up.
until you have to make another thing.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's great.
So what you're doing then basically is if I go charging into your Scorpion,
Yeah.
there's a 50-50 chance that your Scorpion gets to fight back.
Yeah.
That's very sneaky.
It's cool.
That's cunning as well as brutal. I like it.
Ultra-proof.
Shall we do the Defiler versus the Bikers now? Again, I'm not spending any CP. These Bikers are dead, or they should be dead. Don't whiff this now, I've said that.
So 6 attacks on the charge.
Yes.
Hitting on 3s.
Oh dear. Well, at least those sixes explode. So there's actually 6 hits in total, and 3 of them are already lethal. Yeah.
And then this is
strength. Well, you can add them back in because they're sustained. So you've got 6 hits in total, and 3 already wound.
Okay.
Okay.
And then this is strength 17.
Brilliant. 2s to wound. That's a lot of wounds. AP.
-3.
5 up and vulnerable saves. How much damage?
D6 plus 1 each.
Okay. Well, there's a world in which I don't die if you roll lots of 1s. The first one kills one. The second one. He's not dead. And now he's dead.
Okay.
And then the lot actually no, yeah, because it's 4 wounds on the knob. Yeah. He's dead. We're all dead. Everybody's dead, Dave. Everybody's dead. So 3 combats so far, 3 brutal murders. Now we're coming across to the Lord Invocatus versus these guys over here. Do I fight back? Do I spend 2 CP on things anyway? Like Orks is never beaten to try and hurt some of these guys? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. It's 2 CP, and when they die, they can fight anyway. Here are all the 8-bound eviscerators. 7 attacks each on the charge. 3s to hit. 6s are nasty. 4 wound already. 4 go back in. You're up to strength 6, so 4s to wound. And I need many 5+ invulnerable saves, which kills. Yeah, they're dead. So they're dead, but they fight back with Orks is never beaten. And I've got extra attacks because of WA being called. So that's what happens there. And I'm winning you on 5s. There's a wound at -1. These are just the choppers.
A 4-up save.
Okay. Negative. And then we have the Power Claw on the boss knob, and this will hit on 4s. That's nice, because there's an explosion, Luke.
Love it.
These are going to wound on 3s, so maybe this will actually work and I'll kill one. Just one would be nice. There is 3 at -2.
So 5 up invulnerable saves.
2 damage each.
That kills one and puts 1 on a wound.
I killed one! Blood for the Blood God, skulls for the Skull Throne, slaughtering Orks all the way across the line and building totems in the middle of the battle grid for cleansing objectives. That is the end of World Eater's turn 2, and what a turn. Racking up lots of points there, but there's a big countercharge coming on, and I really need the countercharge to do some counterchargy things, and I need some good orders getting shouted out by Grugger Chugger this turn and try and dent this remorseless charge from the Angry Boys of Khorne as we go into Orks turn 2. So it's 26 points to 8 in favour of the World Eaters, and I need to extend my battle lines. That should be easy-ish, maybe, I don't know. And defend my stronghold until the end of the next World Eaters turn. So the boys, well, they only went forward because that's the way the fight is, and if there's a fight going on, boys are winning. So we're winning, regardless of the points. This is definitely Orks winning right now. Not much to say, really. Just advancing everywhere. I don't think this is a good idea. But the boys think it's a lovely idea, so they're going that way. We're going to have some shots in with the mech guns to try and soften up the targets. I mean, boys charging a Mauler Fiend, I'm going to need 6s to wound that thing, but, you know, we'll give it a go. And then over here, 20 boys versus a Lord Invocatus and all of your 8-bound. You only have 1 CP, so you can't pay to interrupt.
No.
But on a 4... your units can fight on death.
Yes.
Do you have to roll per model? Is it per unit or something?
Good question.
Okay, well, let's start the shooting phase. Let's try and fire these mech guns at something and try and kill that Mauler Fiend, because I'd rather kill it with shooting than I would rather charging in. So, custom Mega Cannon shooting at Mauler Fiend. Hopefully I'll get more than 1 shot this time. I'll get 2 shots. That's much better. And I hit on 4s, and they both hit. Strength 12. 2 wounds at -2 on the Mauler Fiend. Dropped index cards don't count.
So 5 up saves.
Yes. Make 1 fail 1. D6 damage. For 5 damage. And it's hazardous. And the gun isn't dead, because it would have killed the gun. Okay, it's down to 7 wounds left. The other tractor gun can see it custom Mega Cannon. This has 2 shots as well. And this hits on 4. Oh, it misses, and it's hazardous, and it's okay. We turned it on, though we can't shoot, we can't hit anything. We're Orks, well, grots. Come around here to the bikes, into your spawn. Daka. Wounding it on 4s. There's 2 wounds.
5 up saves.
Yep.
And
Feel no pain.
5 up, feel no pains this time.
Okay, take 2 wounds off of it. It's down to 2 remaining. Softened up for the charge. Then, because everything else advanced, apart from the Gorkanaut, only the Gorkanaut's left to fire. And I'm looking at that big squad down there, thinking I really should put the big gun, the Gatling cannon, the custom mega cannon down into them. I think I should. And then all the other guns are going to go into that Mauler Fiend, try and soften it up. So that's the Death Storm Mega Cannon, Mega Shooter in its hand. We're in rapid fire range, so they're going to ground. As we spray in their general direction on 5s. Actually got a lot of hits in that time. Can I wound though? 2s. Lots of 2s. 6 up and them from going to ground. Okay, you fell 1 of them. And then 6 up, feel no pain, because that's what they do.
All the drugs.
All the drugs, and you take some of the drugs. Drugs are bad, kid. But in the end, 6. I kill 6. 4 guys left. So that going to ground actually helped you. Then the big shooter came in, did nothing. Now we're doing the rockets, the twin rockets into Mauler Fiend. This is number of shots. 6 shots. 6 shots. Can I hit on 5s? I can hit once. Can I wound on a 5? I can wound on a 5. That's minus something. 2. Minus 2 on the rocket launcher.
5 up demon save.
And you make the save. And that is the end of my shooting phase. I actually hit a few things this time. It was lovely. So we're going to charge with the Warbikers. They can't fail. We're going to charge with the Morkanaut. They can't. Everything that's charging here can't fail into all the things. I'll do those rolling off camera. But over there, I've got a swarm of boys that want to hit your Lord Invocatus. And I think this is a 5 or 6. And I rolled a...
1 around the corner.
6. So we'll move some models and get back to you in the fight phase. So down here with the Exalted 8 bound, sorry, normal 8 bound, there's 5 that won't be able to fight. So that's what, actually a couple will be able to pile in around there, but that's where we get to. Managed to wrap the Mauler Fiend up. That's a really bad idea. Here's Grugga Chugga and the Knobs and the Gorkanaut. And then around here, the Warbikers went into the spawn. And you reminded me about Tank Shock. I've got 3 CP over there. I've got a Tank Shock with the big yellow one. So 26 wounds to get through. Here's the Tank Shock attacks. And that is 2 mortal wounds. But you have a feel no pain to mortal wounds?
Oh, I do, yes.
You do?
4 up, feel no pain.
Okay. It takes wounds. And then we do the strike attack. Now, because the WoW is called, add 1 to the hit roll. So I'm hitting on 2s instead of 3s.
Love it.
And I rolled 3 once.
Oh dear.
Okay, it's not the boys' day today. Strength 18. I do wound twice. Minus 3.
5 up.
And that is a flat 6 damage. He's down to 19 wounds remaining. I'm not like you. I hope there'd be more wounds. So we're going to go on to the boys. The Knobs attacking it. And I'm going to spend a CP on Unbridled Carnage. I think that's what it's called. Basically, instead of exploding on 6s, we're going to be exploding on 5s. Right, here's the 3 boys with the big choppers remaining. Hitting on 2s because we've been led by a war boss. 5s and 6s explode. Strength 7 versus toughness 12, so 5s to wound. Look at that one. 4 up minus 1.
4 ups.
Each doing 2 damage. Ooh. So that's 6 damage. Power Claws. 3s to hit with Power Claws though. Would be 4s. 5s and 6s explode. Look at that. I'll put 11 back in. 11. Strength 9 though, which is now strength 10. It's still 5s to wound you. And that looks good as well. Right, these are all 5 up saves doing 2 damage. I've got 13 wounds to get through.
I don't think that's enough.
I don't think that's enough. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? It's dead. I did it.
Does it explode though?
Does it explode? It does not explode. Now, we worked out it's per model.
Per model.
On a 4,
yeah,
it gets to fight back anyway.
It does.
50-50. Please don't. No! No! The boys just cramble over it. Cramble? That works now. And tear it limb from many limbs. I'm so proud of you boys. I'm so proud of my Knobs right now. And that's even before Grugga Chugga got to swing his thing. Grugga Chugga, he just had to swing his Knobs. He didn't have to swing himself. Okay, we're on to this big mess of boys attacking your Mauler Fiend.
Yeah.
There's 20 of them.
Okay.
That is math attacks. We've got... Damn it. Drop dice don't count. We've got 80 attacks on the WA. So this is 40. Okay? 3s. Sixes explode. With the explosion, 34 so far, but sixes to wound. This is the tricky part. How many sixes did I get? 6 so far. Here we go again. 33 hit this time. Now, sixes. 10 saves to make with -1.
4 up saves.
Yes. And it's on 7 wounds remaining.
Ooh. I think it's dead.
What? That's even before the pain boy did the claw? Did I kill it?
Does it explode?
Please don't explode.
It does.
It does explode.
Does it get to fight back?
On a 4.
It does.
It fights back and then blows up. I like it. Right, here's the claws hitting them on 4s. And that is 4 hits. And, well, to be honest, those are 3 auto wounds and 7 hits.
Yeah.
Then 2s to wound. 8 saves to make. How very corn. 5 up invulnerable saves. And each of these does d6 plus 1 damage each. And there is a pain boy in there. But I tell you what, I'm not going to... 4 will die.
Okay.
And then you got your Lasher Tendrils.
And then the Lasher Tendrils will hit on 4s.
Yes. 2 hits this time.
And then we'll wound
Topples
on...
5. 3s.
3s.
Oh, wound. 5 up and fun. How much does that do?
1.
1 damage. So I'll take my Feel No Pain on that one. Yay! You only kill 4. I say only kill 4. Then it explodes. How much damage does it do?
D3.
D3 to the boys. So that's another 3 dead. So 7 in them. Mind you, I get to Feel No Pain on that, don't I? Okay, so 6 in that squad die. Then it hits the knobs for D3. One of them's injured, so one of those dies. All right, taking some models away. Then we measured. The Gorkanaut is in and your Jackals are in. I'll do your Jackals. That's 2 wounds on your Jackals. They have a Feel No Pain.
They do. 6 up.
2 of them die in the explosion. Then on to the Morkanaut.
4.
And that's 3 on the Morkanaut. Nice. Well, a big, massive explosion in the middle of the battle grid. That's what we love. Kaboom, big gaps opening up in the middle of the battle grid. We're coming over here to the War Bikers hitting your spawn left on 2 wounds. Here's the Power Claw with the extra attack because of wow. And I hit twice. I wound it on 3s. I wound twice.
6.
Negative. And that's 4 damage. And it's got 2 wounds remaining.
5 up, Feel No Pains.
And it's alive on 1 wound. Okay. So I'll do the choppers. They're really tanky. I should really run them more in my Death Guard. I like them. Mind you, the Death Guard have got so many other options. Strength 5 on the charge. Are you toughness 5 or 6?
I am toughness 5.
Strength 5 with the wah. 3 more wounds at -1, so on your spawn on 1 wound remaining. Please die.
3 was it?
3.
So 5s.
Okay.
And then a 5 up, Feel No Pain.
It's still alive on 1 wound remaining. Okay, so no success around that side. And then we'll come over here where I've got 60 attacks into the 8 bound. All right, 60 dice. Here we go. 3s to hit. 6s are sustained. Right, add him back in. I need 5s to wound? 5s to wound at -1 with the choppers. 5s. All right, we got there in the end. 4 up saves. Do these have a Feel No Pain as well?
No.
Each doing 1 damage. I killed 3.
Yes.
And they can get to fight on 4s. Okay, so one of them gets to fight.
Yep.
And we'll add them to all the ones because that's all my charging models and you can fight back now anyway.
Yep.
Here's the 8 bound fighting back on 3s. But 6s are nasty here as well. And there's 3 6s. Strength 5 winning on 4s. But re-rolling 1s to wound. There's a couple of 1s in there. Nice. 5 up and vulnerable saves all round. 7 are dead. Now here's the Lord Invocatus.
So 2s.
Yes.
And that is sustained and
lethal.
Right.
Strength 6. 3s to wound. Those 6s are devastating.
They are.
Okay.
So they'll go straight through.
And then these are 5 up and buns. You killed 7 so far. 7. Plus them.
12.
Yes.
And then the mount.
And then the mount. 4 extra attacks.
On 3s.
And the mount only chomps one of them.
And this is strength 6.
Definitely chomps one of them. 5 and 1. Yes. 13 die. So there's 7 boys left here with your 2 8-pound and your Lord Invocatus, and honestly, I'll buy that for $1. I thought they were all gone. And the fact that they were managed to take out a couple of those 8-pound, yeah, that's good. That's good. Talking about good things, there's a spawn over here that just will not die. It gets to fight back against my Warbikers.
6 plus 2 attacks.
Okay, right, D6 plus 2. How angry is he? It's 5 attacks worth of angry. But he's still a World Eater, so 6s are nasty.
Yep, so this will hit on 4s.
Okay.
So they come out, but that 6 will explode and auto wound.
Yes.
And then 3s,
Okay.
4s.
Winning on 3s, he is strength 6. Invulnerable saves. How much damage does he do?
He -1, 2 damage each.
Does he? So that's a dead bike, and 1 goes down to 1 win remaining. Right, just before we do the wrap up, Plant was generous enough to remind me, like these guys, when the thing blew up and the Mauler Fiend, I can pile in 3 inches to get in range of this objective, which I really need to do. Because you like, what were the objectives again? I can't remember. So let's do that, because one of the objectives is to extend battle lines. So let's pile them in a bit. Okay, so we did the piling ins, this squad onto that thing for extend my battle lines. That gets me up to 13 points to the World Eaters 26. The boys are losing by half, or in Orc language, winning by half, because we're having a fight. Also piled in with these unit of knobs as well after I killed the Brass Scorpion. Thanks for reminding me. That stops you scoring this one with the Defiler, and honestly, you got nothing left. I got nothing left. We've both got nothing left.
Isn't it wonderful?
These guys are locked up with your Lord Invocatus over there.
They might not be.
They might not be.
They might not be.
They might not be.
Shenanigans afoot.
The Land Raider's over here chilling. He can do his thing. Land Raider's untouched and the Defiler's untouched.
Yes.
So that's good. Oh, and also your Demon Prince is untouched.
Yes.
And I'm currently defending my stronghold in the backfield. It's only worth 3 points, and you're winning by a lot. And when you go on to turn 3, you will get 10 points for these 2 objectives over here.
Yeah.
Putting the World Eaters many points in the lead. And of course, I lose my 5-up invulnerable save because the Wa fades. And we catch a breath. And we chew a bit of arms and legs that we hacked off last turn to get our stamina up as we go on to World Eaters. Turn 3. The Demon Prince shouts out his orders. Bring it down. You took down the big red one, now take down the big yellow one. Why is the World Eaters talking like orcs? Oh, and also extend battle lines, which the World Eaters are already doing. Right, here we are after the movement phase, because you made your objective sticky, and because this spawn down here built a Tower of Skulls, they're staying there and extending the battle lines. They're praying to the Tower of Skulls. And he did a thing with the Lord Invocatus. He passed his battle shock test.
Yeah.
And he can fall back, shoot and charge?
Yeah, so he's got an ability called counter attacks, which lets him fall back, shoot and charge.
Okay, so he swapped places with the demon. He's going that way into the Painboy squad, while the demon comes this way into this squad, because this is the squad the demon marked.
Yes.
And he wants it dead. Reroll all hits and all wounds against it. The Jackals did fail their battle shock test, but they're right next to a Tower of Skulls, so they ain't going anywhere. They forgot the words to the chant, so they're chanting weird stuff instead. Around on the other side, the spawn is locked up with the bikes. The Defiler wants to get through the unit of knobs because the Gorkanaut is worth a couple of points, like 5 or 6 points for bring it down. You want to take down the big yellow thing. So let's go into the shooting phase, because the World Eaters do have some guns. So let's open up the shooting phase with the Land Raiders. Oh, blessings things. What did you get this time? I forgot.
I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was enough to put on the sustained and the lethal hits again.
Oh, just pouring on the pain.
The invulnerable save's gone from the one now. No one's safe.
Pouring on the pain. All right, starting off with the Land Raider.
Yes.
What are we doing?
So we'll put the shots everywhere, basically.
Shots everywhere.
So heavy bolter into the knobs.
Yes.
And then the combi bolter into the
Painboy squad.
Painboy squad. All the las cannons got to go into the big one.
Okay, good luck.
So I'll start with the heavy bolter.
Yes.
3s.
There is 2 hits.
2 hits.
Into the knobs, it's going to be -1 to wound.
So 5s.
There is a wound. -1. That's a save. I saved it. Combi bolter in rapid fire range. Hits all the times. Wounds on 5s. Wounds twice. They have a 5-up save and a 5-up feel no pain because there's a pain boiler there. And one of them dies. Havoc launcher into the Boyz as well, right in front.
We'll do that.
It's D6 plus 3 to this for 6 shots.
3s.
Yes. That is 5 hits. And 4s. That is 3 wounds with a 5-up and a 5-up. And he killed 3 more. And then we have the 4 las cannons coming into the Gorkanaut to try and bring it down. And this time you hit.
Hey.
Yay.
Now the hard part.
Yeah, forced wound. There's a wound. Can I make a 6? No, I can't make a 6. D6 plus 1 damage. It drops down only 2 wounds. Right, the Defiler wants to charge through and hit the Gorkanaut.
Yeah.
So he's putting all of his guns into the knobs right in front.
Combi bolter.
Yes.
One hit.
Okay. Doesn't wound.
Doesn't wound.
Right.
The twin heavy flamer.
Yes.
Will have 6
auto hits. What's the strength of this flamer?
It is 5.
-1 to wound me though, so 5 still wound me.
But it is twin linked.
It is twin linked. Nice. And is it AP -1?
It is AP -1.
So I need a 5. I don't make a 5. Was one of them injured? No,
no.
That's okay. Right, one gets injured.
And then the Reaper auto cannon.
Yes.
On 3s.
Yes.
And then 4s.
With the -1.
Another one. Ooh, that is a devastating wound though.
Is it? Okay, you kill one. And then the battle cannon.
The battle cannon. How many are in that squad?
Well, it's going to be +1 to this for blast
Plus
at
1.
least.
So this will be D6 plus 4.
Okay. For 8 shots. Corn wants it. If you can hit.
And 3s.
You can hit.
I can definitely hit.
7 hits.
And then at strength 10, it would be 2s, but 3s?
Yes. So, 5-up saves or death. 4 of them die. Boom goes the battle cannon, leaves Grugger Chugger and two of Knobs with Power Claws stood there remaining, wondering where all the mates have got to. Then we did some pistol fire and the flamey thing from the Demon Prince, no extra wounds caused. And that is the end of the shooting phase. Then we went on to the charge phase, Demon Prince smashing into his target, Lord Invocatus and the Battleshock Jackals charging into the Painboy squad right in the middle of the battle grid, and the Defiler going into Grugger Chugger squad and the 2 remaining Knobs, and the Defiler is tank shocking. Looking for 5s. Up to a maximum of 6. How many do you get there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. That is 6 mortal wounds. And that kills the 2 Knobs, put Grugger Chugger down to 4 wounds remaining. Then we start the fight phase in the middle with all of the attacks into all of the Boyz here. And I'm going to spend those 2 CP again on Orks is never beaten, which means I can fight back.
Awesome.
Even when they die. We're starting with the Lord Invocatus and the dudes.
I'll start with the 8 bound.
Let's start with the 8 bound.
So they will hit on 3s.
Yes. And 6s explode and are lethal, and that's a bad roll.
Not a great one.
And then wounding on 3s.
3s. However,
yes,
that squad is below starting strength.
It is.
So they will re-roll the wound roll.
Nice. AP -2, no save. Damage 2, I do have feel no pain. So what I'm going to do is try and roll 5s and 6s. And if I rolled it in any 5s and 6s because it's 2 damage, I'd have re-rolled. But in the end, 6 of them dead. And then you got the Lord Invocatus. 8 attacks on the charge.
On 2s.
And he hits all the time, but no explosions and things.
No. And then this will be strength 7, so 3s.
Yes. And he gets the re-roll as well.
No.
No? Yes, he does. Okay.
Wow.
AP and things.
So those are devastating.
Right.
Those are AP 2.
No save.
Those are AP 2 damage 2.
Okay, so same thing again with all the feeling of the pains. And then I need to re-roll that one. Basically the unit are wiped out, but we get to fight. Right, 4 of them are going to hit the 2 Jackals. They haven't had a fight yet. And we're going to hit them on 3s, and those 2 explode. So they all hit. Look. Strength 4, toughness of Jackals.
3.
3. 3's to wound them. That's a lot of wounds at AP -1 with those choppers.
No saves.
No feel no pains or anything?
6 feel no pains, but there's
Okay.
only 2 of them, so
Right.
they're dead.
Chop them up. So Jackal's dead, yay. And then here's all the attacks into the Lord Invocatus with my choppers. Which wound that squad on 5s? Is that 4 wounds? That's 4 wounds at -1, sir.
4 ups.
2 wounds.
Yep, one's on a wound.
And then the Power Claw on the Pain Boy misses. And at the end of all that, the jackals are dead, the boys are dead. However, the World Eaters have claimed the centre of the battle grid with the Land Raider and the Lord Invocatus and 2 8-bound. One of them on 1 wound remaining. Then we come over here to this flank where the Demon Prince is attacking the last remaining 7 boys.
He is.
He hits on 2s.
He does. So he's going to sweep this.
Okay.
A lot of boys.
Okay.
So this is 15 attacks on 2s.
Right. And he gets his reroll because this is his target unit.
Certainly does.
And there's quite a few 6s.
Yes.
Strength 8, toughness 5. With all the rerolls.
And then with the rerolls.
And his sweep attack is AP
0.
Is it?
Yes.
I get a save. 15 attacks on the charge with the sweep. He got 16 through. I love World Eaters. 5 up saves. There's 7 guys left. Now there isn't 7 left. There's nothing left. Just the smell of burnt mushrooms. The Demon Prince has completed his oath. He will not blink out of existence. Blood for the Blood God. Skulls for the Skull Throne. The Defiler piles into Grugga Chugga and gets very, very angry.
So these are 3s.
Yes. You missed 3 times.
However,
I'm saying there's a chance.
that goes back in and that automatically wounds.
Okay, maybe not.
And this will be 2s.
Yes. 3 wounds come through. 4 wounds come
4
through.
wounds.
AP.
-3.
5 up and vulnerable save. How much damage?
D6 plus 1 each.
1 minute. How many CP? I've got 1 CP and it costs 2 CP for a reroll in this game. Otherwise, I would have definitely burnt that. 4 wounds. D6 plus 1.
What could possibly go wrong?
You need a 3. That's a 3. It's just enough to take Grugga Chugga down. Now, do you want to pile into the Gorkanaut is the question.
Not really.
So I can hit you back for free.
No, thank you.
No? Okay. So we have defenders fighting first. The Warbikers are going to try and bring down that spawn. But in your command phase, he should have regenerated D3 wounds. So he's back up to 3 wounds. Here is the Power Claw. Ooh, that's not bad. That explodes, you see. 3's to wound him. I wound him once at -2, 2 damage.
So 6.
2 damage.
And 5s.
He's on 2 wounds. And then the knob with the chopper. 2 hits. No wounds. Okay, your spawn gets to fight back. He's unkillable.
D6 plus 2.
He gets 4 attacks back.
4 attacks on 4s.
He hits once.
And
3s, we figured it out.
3s. No.
Negative. So they are locked up. So blood, death, carnage everywhere. You're definitely extending battle lines. You've taken out my warlord, Grugga Chugga, but you didn't manage to bring it down.
No.
That turn. You do get 5 points for extending your battle lines, and I think it's 3 points for defending my stronghold down here with a bunch of Gretchen. But now all I've got left is a couple of bunches of Gretchen, some of them firing very big guns, however, and a Gorkanaut that is very, very angry. At least I managed to take out the jackals in your turn as we go into Orks. Turn 3? It's only turn 3 and there's nothing left. Adding on the primaries is 21 points to the Orks and 41 points to the World Eaters. So the Orks are winning. That's Orc mathematics. 21 points to 41. I need to assassinate something and cleanse objectives. But I don't think we're going to do that. We're just going to try and kill. Well, assassinate. That's killing stuff. Let's try and do that. So here's the plan. I've got 2 mech guns. Definitely one-shot the Defiler. No problem. Bikes locked up with the spawn over there. Gretchen taking a couple of steps back, wondering where all the big lads have got to. And the Gorkanaut is going to try and assassinate the Lord Invocatus. Go in that way. Simples. So let's start off with a mech gun, firing D6 shots down in at this Defiler. 3. The first time it was 1 shot, the second time 2, this time 3. Look, it's warming up.
They're finding their fingers.
The gun is warming up. 4's to hit, it misses. Oh no, I hit once and it will wound on a 3. It actually wounds. Wow.
Minus
a lot. 2, I think.
5.
You make the save. And hazardous. The gun doesn't blow up in his face. Right, the other gun shoots 4 times. Wow. Hitting on 4s because they're Gretchen. It hits twice. Wounding on 3s. Wounds twice. 2 5 up and vulnerable saves. And you make 1 fail 1 and it does 6 damage. And does it overheat? It doesn't overheat. So on 8 wounds remaining.
Yes.
It's toughness 10.
Yes.
I'm thinking about doing a drive-by tackle with the Gorkanaut as we go charging in
Love it.
to the Lord Invocatus. So let's do some rocket launchers, and that will be 6 shots in total. But can any hit? 3 of them hit. Okay, can any wound? I need 5s to wound. None of them wound. Twin big shooters went in, didn't do anything. Here's the Death Storm Mega Shooter. 5s and 5s. I did 4 wounds. 4 up saves. And I took 3 wounds off of it. Wow. The Defiler's on 5 wounds remaining. It's bracketed. That is the end of my shooting phase. Gorkanaut trying to charge in. And I have got 2 CP. Only 2 CP if I need to re-roll this. I don't need to re-roll this because I didn't want to spend my 2 CP. Because guess what's coming? It's the shocking of the tank variety. How many mortal wounds can I pour on? On 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 mortal wounds. That's the 8 bound gone and puts the Invocatus down to 7 wounds remaining, and then we do a strike attack with the Claw of Gork. On 3s, that 6 explodes, so they all hit. Strength 18, Lord Invocatus, toughness puny human, that's what you are. Puny human, 2s to wound. Was that a 1? Of course it was a 1. 3 wounds come through at -3, 6 damage a time. 4 weapon guns, you need to make at least 2. And you make at least 2. And the Lord Invocatus is on 1 wound remaining, and I don't manage to kill him, and he gets to strike back.
2s.
Nice, but no 6s.
No 6s.
No.
I'm looking for 6s here.
5s, isn't it?
So this will be...
Because I'm toughness 12.
Your toughness 12, I am strength 6.
Okay.
Because I've been charged.
Okay.
So I don't get my plus strength.
Okay.
So it's be 6s.
But they are devastating,
Any
right?
6s are devastating.
Yes. There's a 6.
There is a 6.
2 damage. And then the mount goes nom 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 and tries to bite my kneecaps off.
Yeah, on 3s.
There you go. There's an auto wound and explosion.
Yeah, so that goes in, that comes out.
Yeah. 6s
And
again.
6s again.
Okay, 2 wounds.
They are -1.
4s. I fail them both.
2 damage.
Brilliant. So Lord's on a wound. The Gorkanaut is on 10 wounds remaining. That fight is ongoing, much like the fight with the Spawn and the Warbikers over here. So the Spawn
D6 plus 2.
has 8 attacks this time. Can he dig his way out of this close combat with his Warbikers? Excuse me.
4s.
Yes. And 6s are lethal and explode.
So they'll come out
Yes.
and come back in.
Yes. 3s to wound. The two auto wounds.
Oh, 2 auto wounds.
Yes.
So getting excited.
Okay. Right. 5 wounds in total.
So -1, 2 damage each.
5 up saves. Right. 1 was... That kills 1. And the knob goes down to 2 wounds. And then he hits your spawn back. Then we remembered to regenerate your dude, who's back up to 4 wounds.
Yep.
So he's fine. As my knob hits him, and hits him twice. And doesn't wound him. I haven't assassinated, I haven't cleansed anything. That is the end of Orks. Turn 3. Adding on the primaries, the World Eaters are up to 56 points to the Orks 21. So the Orks are definitely winning because we're fighting and they want to secure no man's land and area denial. Get rid of the big un, which is stopping you scoring the middle right now. Alright, whenever I don't pick up the camera... So you said the Lord of Invocatus wanted to fall back and charge because that's what he could do.
That's what he does, yeah.
So he failed a battle shock test.
Yeah.
So then he needed to make a desperate breakout test.
He did.
And he rolled a 1.
I did.
So the Lord Invocatus tried to escape from the Gork
Yeah.
and got cut down. I grabbed him with the claw, I killed him. I get assassinate. Yay. Okay, here we are after the World Eaters movement phase. What did you get on your blessings thing?
So I got +2 to movement and
Yep.
advance and charge.
Okay, +2 to move, advance and charge, and then you spent a CP on
Apoplectic frenzy.
So you can auto advance 6
Yes.
on top of the +2 move.
Yes.
And the Demon Prince is coming all the way back to him, down here to kill some grots.
He loves grots.
That's a bit bullying, isn't it?
Fancies a snack.
Oh yeah, okay, light snack. I mean,
Who
those
doesn't like snacks?
Who doesn't like Gretchen? I love a Gretchen in the morning. Very tasty. So that's what's happening down here, advancing and charging, and then you need to kill the Gorkanaut in the middle of the battle grid, and there is a Land Raider, which can area denial if the Gorkanaut is not there, but there's a Defiler that's going to charge it in the back. So let's start off with the shooting phase.
Yeah.
Land Raider.
Land Raider.
Then you fired in all the small arms from the las cannon, putting the Gorkanaut from the Land Raider, putting it down to 9 wounds. Now we're going to do the las cannons.
Las cannons on 3s.
And 2 of them hit.
Perfect.
Force to wound. 1 of them wounds. That's a save. And then the Defiler shoots the Gorkanaut in the back.
Just like John Wayne.
Yeah.
So combi bolter.
Yes.
And 6s. Why not?
Nothing.
Reaper auto cannon.
Yes. 3 hits.
3 times. This is strength 7, so a win on 5s.
2 wounds.
2 wounds. 1 is devastating.
Okay, so that's a wound, and that's a failed save, so that's 2 wounds. It's on 7 wounds remaining.
Twin heavy flamer for 4 shots.
Okay.
Which will wound on 6s.
But with a full reroll.
But with twin linked. I did 2 wounds at AP 1.
And that's 2 passed. Now Defiler Battle Cannon.
So this will be D6 plus 3.
For 4 shots.
For 4 shots. He is bracketed, so it will hit on 4s.
Yes.
And it will wound on 5s.
2 wounds.
2 wounds.
-1. 1 failed save.
3 damage.
Okay, it's down to 4 wounds remaining. And then you charge. Defiler couldn't fail. It comes charging into the rear of the Gorkanaut. The Demon Prince goes charging into the grots. Then we started here with the fight phase, and the Demon Prince destroyed every single grot with ease, had a lovely snack, and then Plant reminded me that he wanted the tank shock in the middle, so we're tank shocking it in the middle into the Gorkanaut. Looking for 5s and 6s, and I only see 3. So the Gorkanaut, 4. There's 4. That is enough to kill the Gorkanaut, which doesn't explode, just gets ripped in half. Then he consolidated back onto that objective here, and now we come to the epic fight between Warbiker and Spawn. One more time, Warbiker misses with his claws.
For the Spawn?
The Spawn fights back 4 times.
On 4s.
And he hits twice.
And 3s.
And he wounds twice. And he kills my boss knob. Yay, Spawn for the win. He dug his way through. I mean, that unit went flying up there in turn 1.
Yep.
And there was 6 Warbikers there and slowly dug their way through them. I think Spawn in World Eaters are definitely better than Spawn in the Death Guard. When I brought them along, they're not doing those sorts of things. It's the extra attacks and the AP and the things, the blessings, and all, you can definitely pouring on. Anyway, at the end of all of that, you've extended your battle lines and you've secured No Man's Land. What was it? No, secure No Man's Land and Area Denial. That gets you up to 66 points to my 26.
Yes.
And I've got a mech gun left and another mech gun left. I've just got 2 mech guns facing down the might of the World Eaters. So at this point, the Orks will retreat. Those boys manning those mech guns will turn them off again one more time and run off this battle grid. There's no big uns around to tell them to stay. I mean, they're normally more scared of the big uns than they are of the enemy. But right now, they're pretty terrified of the enemy. So it's 66 points to the World Eaters and 26 points to the Orks. It is victory for the Orks because there's been a fight and Orks had a fight, and this is the way the world ends. You've still got a little bit left. You've still got your Defiler, your Demon Prince, your Land Raider.
There was a bit of a wobbly moment in the middle when the 560 point Brass Scorpion and a Mauler Fiend decided to disappear.
The Mauler Fiend, the Brass Scorpion, there was turn 2. We knew it would be utter carnage. Yeah. Honestly, even if I had turn 1, because my turn 1 shooting phase and turn 2 shooting phase and turn 3 shooting phase and turn 4 shooting phase was terrible, I don't think it would have changed much. I think what would have happened if Orks had gone first is I'd have been closer to you, so you'd have got to jump on me first, maybe. Yeah,
when both armies kind of have the same battle plan, it's probably going to be a short but very brutal game.
I do love World Eaters versus Orks, though.
It's so fun.
It's so fun.
It doesn't matter. Like even if we both go into combat, you've got fight on death, I've got maybe fight on death.
Yeah.
And all sorts. It's great fun.
It is great fun. And World Eaters continue to surprise me in this edition. I think they did well with that Blood Tithe Blessing thing. Mm. That is a nice mechanic. It's not too complicated. Because unlike the Eldar one, which can be annoying.
Yeah.
And then there's the Zinchi one for Thousand Suns. See, the thing about the Zinchi one for Thousand Suns is sometimes when I play against Thousand Suns players, some of the things that they do, they roll their thing and there's nothing they can use.
Yeah.
But with the World Eaters ones, there's always something that's handy.
Yeah, there's like one roll, I think, out of all the possible combinations where it's you get like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 3 ones, and
Yeah.
you can't do anything with it apart from one Feel No Pain or something like that.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, like you can have a pretty bad list, but it can be made better from the blessings.
Yeah.
But you could roll poorly and have a really good list, and it just be made worse, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, but also the fact that you can extra move, advance and charge, the sixes in close combat, doing nasty things, even the Feel No Pain, the extra Feel No Pain.
It's a simple army, which is really good for me, but it's a really fun army as well.
Yeah. I mean, as you said, in this edition, you've only played World Eaters.
Yeah.
Have you got Angry Ron?
I do, yeah.
Have you ever played him?
Yeah, a few times. He makes the army work, I think, like
Yeah.
World Eaters, Death Guard, Thousand Suns, they very much, the indexes feel like Primarch and Friends.
Yes. Yes.
And there's lots of battle reports with Angron in, so rather than bring Angron, I thought I'd bring a few things that maybe people haven't seen, like Spawn and Defilers and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Angron is an absolute G. In all the proper lists? No, not proper lists. In all the sweaty lists, tournament lists, you see him all the time. But it's just... I mean, a Brass Scorpion looks cooler.
Yeah.
It just looks better.
Please make it plastic, GW.
They might, you know. They have said that all the Forge World stuff, except for the really large models, will be going plastic over time. So I don't see the Titans going that way, or the Thunderhawk or something like that. But those other ones,
Even better.
they should.
Make tiny plastic ones instead. New unit for World Eaters. Baby Brass Scorpions.
What the World Eaters really need is in the Codex. When the Codex 2.0 comes out, they need a couple of units.
They do.
They need a couple of vehicles or other World Eaters on Juggernauts would be nice.
Stuff on Juggernauts.
A fast unit here, there, and everywhere. Or some shooty stuff, because the World Eaters, people forget, World Eaters like really big guns.
Yeah.
That's why Predators and Land Raiders are in it. They like to kill stuff, either at range or close. Well, close and personal is the preferred option. But sometimes you've got to take off and nuke it from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. And they like them as well. But that was glorious. Always a fun game. Playing against World Eaters. Always fun playing against you, Plant. Thank you for coming down one more time. And happy wargaming.